Welcome back, everybody. So today I'm gonna, I believe, have the last tasting of batch 3 of 2024. This is 2025. If you're new to the channel, if you could hit that subscribe button. On a lot of my home brews, they're small batches, 1.25 gallons going into the carboy. I'd like to save some of those just to see how they turn out after a year, after 2 years, after 3 years. So this one, the brew date on this was February 18th, 24. So this is a tiny bit over a year old, a week over a year old. So this was using Golden Promise malt and Brew One hops. I will leave the grain bill and the hop schedule down below. But Beersmith called for this to be 5.6% and 70.6 IBUs. Now, can I test that? No. Alcohol, yes. So this ended up at 5.54% ABV. And I believe the first review was 316.24, if this is correct. Yeah, it ended up at 6 bricks. So I would say that probably spot on. I mean, homebrewing versus other stuff, refractometers, all that. Saying it's close. I believe I have one more bottle of the 24-4, which would be batch 4. I almost want to say a lot of these now are overcarbed and could shoot out of here. And of course, I started this video and I realized I'm out of paper towel. So this could be a disaster. I'm sweating already. But let's go ahead and get into this. Here we go. I can get another glass fast. Not. Okay. I think it's going to come up some. But not as bad as I thought it was. I'm going to leave the bottom in here. I can see the trub and stuff in there. I bottle directly out of the fermenter. Is it going to hurt you? No. I want to see how clear it is. Has it cleared up? Do I remember any of the other reviews that I've done on this? No. But I'll go back and watch them just to see how this beer has changed. This will be in a playlist at the end if you want to go ahead and check that out. Brew One, I want to say pineapple is what I got going off my memory. But getting to this, and this is an IPA. So I would say it's an IPA by the color. Off-white colored head, a little orange brownish tint coming through. All small bubbles from that pour. A little over 2 fingers of head. This was carbonated with 4 small pearl tablets. I would rather use those than the bigger ones. The bigger ones are 1 per 12 ounces. But if you have bombers, which are 22, you can't use 2 pearls because technically that's 24. You're going to have a lot more bottle bombs, maybe. So I do like the small pearls better. Does that mean they're 100%? No, because I've had bottle bombs, had gushers, and everything else using both. You just have to be careful. I would rather have it be undercarbed a little bit than over. So if you're first starting out, instead of using 4, I would use 3. Don't make big batches, or if you make a 5-gallon batch and you're going to bottle it, do half of them with 3, half of them with 4. Drink the 4s first, maybe. But let's get back to this. Let's go ahead and smell. It kind of smells like a Pilsner. Like a crackery, grainy smell coming out of there. Maybe a touch of honey. I've seen that in a lot of older home brews. It's like that malt starts to turn, that sweetness starts coming up. Like honey water is what I say. Maybe like a honey citrus. It definitely kind of smells more on the sweeter side, but there is a bit of like citrus rind, orange rind in there to kind of take that sweetness out. Yeah. Color, I would say gold. Golden color, like clear. Aging has obviously cleared this one way up. I'm guessing I can't, like I said, I can't remember what the haziness level of this was the first couple reviews. But yeah, if you want a beer clear, let it age a little bit, let it clarify on its own. Now, is that going to hurt you? It could. It could definitely bring out some flavors. I would probably, I mean, most of my homebrew IPAs have lasted over a year, some 2 years. I think it's going to be up in the air. This looks good. I'm just worried about that malt smell, honey malt smell. But let's go ahead and taste. Overcarbed, obviously. Very malty, like a winter malt, zesty, kind of bitter. I think it's more zesty than anything, but if this is truly 70 IBUs, I would say it's bitter. Up front, I'm not getting a lot, that over carbonation, like just scraping, popping in there. About middle of palate, grainy sweetness, then a lot of bitterness. I would definitely say grapefruit pine bitterness in there. Maybe a touch of fruit. Now my brain's on pineapple, like bitter pineapple maltiness in the aftertaste. I mean, perceived bitterness, I would say it's up there. It's definitely not balanced. In homebrewing, I say when you're first starting off, or if you want a balanced beer, you go ABV to IBU. So if your ABV is 5.5, your IBUs are 55. So I try and match those up. Now, does that work all the time? No. If you over attenuate, under attenuate, obviously those numbers are going to be off. Man, it is overcarbed. So that is going to be kind of hard until you get everything dialed in. And like this, I use Beersmith. That's all I can go by. I'm not going to sit there and calculate IBUs and all that stuff. Beersmith says 70. I would say this is up there. I would probably have said 60 to 65, in my opinion. Yeah, overcarb, a little over malted, maltiness. I am getting a little bit of honey water, honey taste, sweetness in the aftertaste, but that rind, that like grapefruit pine rind is really strong. Zest, pine zest, citrus zest. A lot of it's overdone. It's definitely not balanced to the flavors I'm getting, and I don't think that's what this beer was when it was young. If I had to rate this, I'd probably go a 2.5 out of 5. Definitely not one that I would finish. Could I finish it? Yes. But that maltiness does take me to like a colder, like a campfire. Kind of like now, I think here in Lower Michigan, we're starting to warm up. But yeah, drinking this outside in the snow around a campfire, that's what that maltiness brings. There's no like roasted or anything like that, just that maltiness. But then the back end, that bitterness is overdone in my opinion. But yeah, it is what it is. That's why I do this, just to see. So this one I would not let age. I believe. I think it was better when it was younger. But like I said, at the end of this, I will put the playlist up for this. But yeah, so this should be the last one on this, and we'll keep going. So if you enjoyed this review, check out some more over here, that playlist, and I'll see you in the next one.